by Dr. Seuss.
Narrator.
Mayor. Dad. Miss Sneecher.
Butch.
Maisie.
Finagle.
Doc. Ms. Grum.
It's hard to believe such a thing could be true, and I hope such a thing never happens to you. But it happened, they say, to poor Maisie McGrew, and it happened like this.
She was sitting one day at her desk in her school in her usual way when she felt a small twitch on the top of her head.
So Maisie looked up, and she almost dropped dead. Something peculiar was going on there. A daisy was sprouting right out of her hair.
Behind her was sitting young Herman Butch Strudel.
This looks like a daisy up here on your noodle. It doesn't make sense why it couldn't be so. A noodle's no place for a daisy to grow. It's a very odd place to be sprouting a daisy, but nevertheless one is growing on Maisie. Hey, look it!
Cried Butch.
Right here in this room. Daisy had Maisie. She's bursting in bloom.
Miss Sneecher, the teacher, came rushing up quick.
Such nonsense. Some child here is playing a trick. Which one of you boys stuck that thing in her hair? You know that a daisy can never grow there.
But teacher,
Said Butch.
I saw the thing rise right out of her head with my very own eyes. Just give it a yank if you think I tell lies.
But Miss Sneecher had heard quite enough of this talk.
Maisie, hold still. Let me get at that stalk. Ouch!
Hollered Maisie.
Quit yanking.
Butch said.
You're giving her pains. I bet those roots go way down in her brains.
The kids in the class started shouting like crazy.
Daisy head, Daisy head, Daisy head, Maisie.
Children, be quiet. Good grief and alas.
Miss Sneecher was shocked by the noise in her class.
I've taught in this room 20 years, maybe more, but I've never seen anything like this before. I'll have to report it. You'll just have to come to the principal's office and show me.
No, principal.
Good Miss Gloria Grum,
Was a very nice woman.
just as smart as they come.
She knew more than anyone else in this nation.
About long division and multiplication.
She knew all the answers.
Why oceans are deep
Why skies are so high.
and why mountains are steep.
She should have the answer to this thing on Maisie.
My word!
She declared.
It's a genuine daisy. I've seen them quite often in fields growing wild, but never before on the head of a child. Now what in the world ever made this thing sprout? I have no idea, but I'm going to find out. It says, daisies grow on the land. They grow between rocks, they grow also in sand. It mentions right here they can grow in a pot, but mention the head of a girl, it does not.
Say, look it.
Said Maisie.
It's wilting, it's drooping, how wonderful, Maisie. It'll soon be dead. You'll be rid of that daisy. In just a few minutes, our troubles will pass.
Declared Miss Grum.
Take her back to the class.
Then the principal saw a most terrible sight. The daisy was dying, and that was all right. But the daisy was part of poor Maisie McGrew, and Maisie was starting to wilt away too.
You know what I think? They're both going to die. Hurry, bring them a drink. That daisy, that girl's the worst problem in town. You take her away and you make her lie down. You lock her up tight in that room down the hall. There are quite a few numbers that I've got to call. Get Maisie's dad on the end of the line. I need him here quick while there is still time.
A call to the shoe store reached Mr. McGrew. He answered while holding a customer's shoe.
Yes, this is. Oh, we really must go.
A doctor should see her.
The principal said.
And an expert on plants, like the one on her head.
So she called Dr. Eisenbart, who said,
What a trick, my stethoscope's packed. I'll be there in a tick.
Meanwhile, poor Maisie lay down on a couch. The daisy sunk down on its leaves in a slouch, but the window was open because it was warm, and the sweet-smelling daisy attracted a swarm of bees.
Buzz.
Bees, bees!
The faster she ran,
The faster they flew.
so Maisie kept running.
What else could she do?
Principal Grum didn't know what to do.
It's worse.
Cried Miss Sneecher.
Much worse than we feared. The Maisie and Daisy have both disappeared.
Soon in came charging Mr. McGrew and Dr. Eisenbart, too.
Then through the window jumped Maisie McGrew, landing on the floor in quite a splatter. But the daisy's still there, except taller and fatter.
My poor little daughter, Daisy, it's true.
Cried Mr. McGrew.
She's my patient. Don't touch her. You must stand apart. We have to have her on.
Said Dr. Eisenbart.
I think that Maisie and her plant can help me get a research grant.
Then the door opened wide, and the mayor stepped inside. At meetings and greetings, there was none to compare. He was led by long speeches, chock full of hot air.
I
promise my friends that if I'm reelected, this Daisy on Maisie will be disconnected. The law of our fathers is simple and sound. Daisy's belongings should stay in the ground. The rest are illegal. We'll bar them from town.
From the back came a voice,
Sometimes loud,
sometimes slick,
of a wheeler and dealer.
who knew every trick.
I'm Finagle, the agent. You've heard of me, I'm sure. I represent young Westman and others now on tour. But Maisie, you're so special. Please let me shake your hand. Your talent is wondrous, unique in all the land. Daisy had Maisie spit down bright light. Will draw kids by day and parents at night. Daisy had Maisie, you've got quite a knack. Just stick with me, kid, and sign this contract.
Your father needs to sign too.
Her father said.
Maisie, don't be a fool.
And the principal begged her not to leave school. But Maisie didn't stop to blink. She signed her name in think-proof ink. And the Daisy signed too.
Daisy had fever was gripping the nation.
It had quickly become a worldwide sensation.
Daisy had burgers.
And Daisy had drinks.
Daisy had stockings.
And Daisy had sinks.
Daisy had buttons.
And Daisy had bows.
Maisie was famous, the star of her shows. Fame had knocked on Maisie's door. Now she had it all and more. Piles of money stacked in tins. But what is money without friends? A dream had led her far astray. That was the price she had to pay.
I can never go home. Nobody loves me. Nobody loves me.
Nobody loved her? Poor Maisie McGrew. It's hard to believe such a thing could be true. And maybe that's why, then, this Daisy above, when Maisie below began talking of love, well, you know about daisies. When love is in doubt, the job of a daisy is try and find out.
They love her. They love her not. They love her. They love her not. Don't worry, Maisie. They love you. They love me.
Well, that's how it all happened.
The thing went away.
And Maisie McGrew is quite happy today.
Back in her studies,
And doing just great.
in all of her subjects,
In room number 8,
and concerning that daisy,
you know that it never,
grew out of the top of her head again ever,
well, it practically never popped up there again.
except occasionally.
Just now and then.
The